Hello and welcome to the local podcast, but you can see our faces. What is going on?
Yeah, I,
Crazy.
I I didn't think this through. I didn't think this through. My fringe is shocking right now. This is not.
When is it not?
Anyway, we're going to be doing a prediction of the groups and we're going to do a full tournament predictor for the Euros. Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. So first group A, is an interesting group, but a simple group to predict. I'd say. I mean, Italy are first, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to find a way to say no, but yeah,
No
I can't
analysis.
really
Second
say
place for
anything
me.
else.
Second place, I think, will probably be Turkey. I mean, I think they're just a level above Switzerland and Wales, and they could have a decent tournament run. They'll probably come up against Denmark in the knockout stages if everything goes to plan for both countries. And that'll be an interesting game. I think Denmark are slightly better, but both of them could make a run to the semi-finals. So we'll see. Do you agree?
I think Turkey have a lot of the best players are in good form right now from the last season. Meanwhile, Wales' players have been kind of inconsistent. So yeah, probably have to be Turkey. I think Wales will finish third. But yeah, like I said, Gareth Bale has been all over the place at Spurs. He's been in and out of the team a lot. He's had good moments, also moments
He's had a great run at the end of the season, though.
He's had a great run at the end of the season, but he's also had moments where he's been so invisible. I forgot he played. A lot of the time, Aaron Ramsey has vanished into the Juventus ether. I have no idea what's been going on with him over there. I barely hear about him, which is not a good sign for Aaron Ramsey. And the rest of the players are like jobbers, like decent players that will put a shift in, but he's not really be impressed by the rest of them. I'm sure there's some great player I've just forgotten about entirely.
Yeah, and Switzerland for me, just
But
I just don't think they're very good
I think
at
it'll be
all.
close to. I think it will probably be one of the. I mean, they got to the knockout rounds the last World Cup, but I think a lot of the players again either they're playing backup roles or they're having nightmares of the seasons. Like it's not been a great. I think similar to Wales, the best players have struggled the last couple of years, so I can't really see them doing that good this year.
Absolutely. Group B, we'll move on. This group is probably the easiest one to predict, I'd say.
I mean, there's one with North Macedonia right there, so I'm not sure I agree with that entirely.
Well, I think every place is pretty self-explanatory here. You've got Belgium in first, Denmark in second, Russia in third, and Finland, you're going to lose every game.
Yeah, I feel bad for Glenn Kamara. This is not going to be a pretty set, isn't it?
I think Belgium are like far and away the best team in this group. I think Denmark are a very, very good team who I think in maybe 2 to 4 years time will be even better.
I mean, they're already bitching about their World Cup qualifying group, which we're in. I'm not looking forward to that game.
They're slapping everyone about. Yeah,
this is not going to be fun. Russia, I think you underestimate just how good this steroid campaign is.
Underestimate the power of testosterone being injected into your muscles.
Yeah, because I mean, let's be honest, Artem Zhuba that's not a normal human being. Like that's not.
Nah, he's paid in a lab.
Yeah, like, and I'm not really joking entirely when I say this. Like, this Russia, I'm known for doing dodgy shit like that, especially in the sports side. I could very easily see a scenario where
let's move on
before
Putin gets his
kill. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, Russia third, but they're one of the teams that qualifies for the thing.
Group C, Netherlands are first here, yeah.
Give me a second. I can't actually see because of Zoom. I would say second for Netherlands. I don't back the manager at all. I think Frank de Boer is an awful manager. I think it'd be Austria first.
Okay. You think Austria will be first? Austria are not a good team. I think they'll finish third at best.
So do you say Ukraine second then?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I just don't think I get the Netherlands have the far and away the best squad, but Frank de Boer is a terrible manager. Like Frank de Boer is not an awful manager. Like he wasn't good enough for Atlanta. He wasn't good enough for Atlanta either in the MLS. He's gonna be good enough for the Euros for the Netherlands.
Is it? You don't have like a Peter Bosch or something like that. It's
I mean,
Ten Hag.
Look at the Scotland game, right? He got bailed out by Memphis Depay. There was no good tactical changes happened. It was Jack Hendry leaving Memphis Depay unmarked, and then a bullshit free kick, which the put away, really, really good free kick, put away easily.
I think
Netherlands
if I
could have
could
easily
score
lost that
5 or
game.
6 goals in this group.
I mean, like, if they get through, it's because the talent, individual talent of the players. I don't think it's got to do with the manager. I do think the manager will hold them back a lot. But I do concede that, you know, it is Memphis Depay. He's a very, very underrated player. He could very easily drag them through this. But yeah,
Look, hear me out here. North Macedonia, not a good team. However, they've got a bit of the just got to a major tournament factor about them.
yeah.
So they could finish third, and Ukraine could finish last in the group. Is could go anyway.
North
I think I'm
Macedonia,
happy with the way it is, though.
I don't like being condescending. North Macedonia really are just a team that's happy to be there. I mean, they are like this. They're the weirdest. They're the weirdest consequence of like the Nations League, like the group,
best consequence, though.
Oh yeah, no, it's so much fun. I love that like there was a good chance fucking Kosovo or Georgia could have been in the Euros because of it. But yeah, they'll probably lose all 3 games, but I don't think they'll be that bothered.
Okay, we'll move on to this group. And as much as I hate to say it, I think England will be first.
Yeah, I think it'll be England first, Croatia second,
if we're using our heads here.
Yeah.
We've talked in a podcast we just recorded extensively about this group. If you want to hear our opinions on that, go listen there. Because if I talk about it anymore, I think I'll explode.
Yeah, I'm trying not to think about this group. Like in my head, I'm just focusing on the Italy-Turkey game, which kicks off the Euros. Like that's the only game I'm focusing on right now. I'm not even focusing on Scotland until Monday. But yeah, and you just trying to be. Yeah, just I think it'll be that's the order it'll be in. I think.
Group B. You've got Poland, you've got Spain, you've got Sweden and Slovakia. This is an extremely interesting group.
Spain
other than
first.
Spain finishing top, any of these teams could finish second. I think it'll probably be Sweden.
Sweden got to the quarterfinals of the World Cup without Zlatan. Like, surely they can do something. Like, they probably should at least repeat that with them.
You've seen Larson and Isaac Larson and Isaac have both had fantastic seasons for Sweden, and I think they'll really impress and they'll score quite a few goals. I feel bad for Slovakia because I think they're actually a pretty good side. They could finish second.
Yeah,
they're not as good as Poland. Then Poland have the Lewandowski factor. Oh wait, he's injured, isn't he? Okay. Anyway, Sweden. I think that's a right call. We'll move on. It's fine.
Okay.
And we'll talk about Group F, the group of death, obviously. I think we've already discussed this in the last podcast as well. So this is how we see this one going. France first, Portugal second, Germany third, and Hungary fourth. Sorry, Hungary. Also, fuck you, because I learned that we are the butt of Hungarians' jokes the most out of any country.
Oh yeah, that meme that kind of goes about every couple of months. Yeah, that's weird. Apparently, Scotland have a reputation for being
very
cheap.
Tight with
and in Hungary, no idea where that's come from, but yeah, a bit weird.
That's actually kind of pervasive through all of Europe. There's a discount store in Germany called Mix something, and it's got a kind of tartan background. I was watching a German kind of documentary about Scotland. It was really interesting. They were seen as dead tight. We don't pay for Zoom Premium.
Yeah.
Now,
recording with more than 3 people is a nightmare. Okay, this is where the arguments start.
Scotland are in here.
Scotland,
100%.
Scotland, but after that, this is where the argument starts because it's hard to really tell. I think Russia makes it.
Well, if you look at Russia's group, they've got Belgium, Denmark. I think Russia will get 3 points max, and they'll get blown out by goal difference. I think Wales will probably do better than Russia will, because Denmark and Belgium, I think, are going to pump Russia.
Okay.
Germany, I don't know. I think Poland will go through. So that leaves one more. Wales, Russia, Germany. I'm leaning towards Wales here.
The Germany one, it just depends. Because logically they'll beat Hungary, right? Like all of those three teams will be Hungary. So it
Yes,
just depends on if there is a draw against Portugal or France,
I
which
think
could happen.
it could happen, but I think they're more likely to get beat. They're going to lose 2 games and win 1. Whereas I think Wales might get a tough few draws.
Yeah.
Maybe a win. I'll lean towards Wales here.
I think it'd be funny if Wales ended up being the team that draws all 3 games that gets to do goal difference.
Yeah, it'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Like that'd be funny.
We'll go with Wales.
I'm gonna go with Wales. Yeah,
Yeah.
It feels weird to do that because obviously it's Germany, but yeah, I just can't.
I think Portugal and France will both win by a few goal margins against Germany. That's the simple reason why.
There's Wales will be the 4th team, and then we get articles next week complaining about how stupid and like unfair the 3rd place system is because Germany didn't go through.
Right, we're going to the knockout stages now.
Yeah.
Belgium versus Poland. Has to be Belgium, doesn't it?
Yeah, logic would say Belgium.
I mean, they're far better, and Italy, Ukraine is also fairly self-explanatory.
The only question over sorry go back to Belgium. The only question to go back to Belgium is the fact that the centre backs are all like pensioners basically. That's the only real question mark over them. Like Oda Wild's like in this 32, Vermaelen's like 35. Vermaelen's 30, like 35, 36, playing in Japan and still gets called up. Jan Vertonghen's like 32. That's the only real question mark over Belgium right now.
They are just good enough to blow any team out other than like France, Portugal, I'd say. Like, I think and they'll beat Poland. And then Italy will beat Ukraine, won't they? Italy, I think, might have a good run in this tournament. There's a good chance they can get to the final. We've got France versus Wales. Sorry, Wales.
This will be 4-0 France. If that is happening, this will be 4-0 France.
Yeah.
Croatia, 4-1 Bill score.
Yeah, I think Croatia would beat Sweden here.
I don't know, man. The Zlatan thing.
I think Croatia have a better squad than Sweden. I think we would beat Sweden.
Yeah, okay. For the sake of this thing, most likely I'll go with Croatia, but that's quite a difficult one.
Yeah, that I mean, Sweden could definitely win that game. Nothing.
A good, well-organized team plus Zlatan, like that is going to be a dangerous
Spain v Austria.
Spain.
Yeah, 100%. England versus Portugal. Interesting. I think Portugal are winning this.
I think
this is not biased. Well. Portugal are just a better team than England in every way.
A better team, yeah, just a better team, and just like when it even like it says like 1-on like the last 10 minutes, you have Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Diego Jota, like just players that can pull something out when you need it the most. Yeah, it'll be Portugal.
Absolutely. And then we've got Netherlands versus Scotland.
Scotland. I'm being serious.
I think we would beat them.
I genuinely think Scotland would beat Netherlands. I genuinely think Scotland.
We're doing it.
This isn't me being biased. I just don't rate Frank de Boer. That's a lot I rate Frank de Boer. Genuinely.
We've already drawn with him, and it should have been a win.
I watch MLS. I seen his Atlanta team play. They were terrible. They were absolutely atrocious. I genuinely think that.
You've sold me.
Sorry.
You've sold me.
I genuinely think Scotland could beat Netherlands. If this came up, I genuinely think it could happen. Which means it's not going to happen, but I think it could happen.
And Turkey, Denmark win this for me, 100%.
Denmark, yeah.
Turkey a good team, but sorry, Denmark will win this. Quarter final, so tasty. Belgium beat Italy. I think Belgium just win it, but I would not be surprised if Italy win this game because they've got a really talented squad. I think Insigne is going to have a great tournament. I think you're going to see Manuel Locatelli score at least one screamer. That's my bold prediction.
Okay. I have nothing interesting to add. I just want to ask, did you see the Italian squad announcement?
No.
It was a rapper singing rapid performing, and then it was Ciro Immobile, Leandro Insigne, and Giorgio Chiellini doing backing vocals.
Nice, love that.
Yeah, so for that reason, Belgium win in this game.
France beat Croatia. Sorry, Croatia, but no question here.
Yeah, be a repeat of the World Cup final. Definitely France win.
Spain, Portugal. I mean,
I hope this
Portugal,
happens. That'll be a tasty game.
That'll be definitely of these quarterfinals. That'll be the best one. And I think Portugal win it.
Portugal would. Yeah, we know where this is going already in the final. But yeah, Denmark.
Scotland, Denmark.
Probably.
Like Denmark are going to beat us, but nah, Denmark will win it. But the thing
Denmark
is,
will win that game.
I just feel like we could win that.
No, Graham. Denmark.
There's a path for us to get to the semi-finals here. Look, Netherlands and Denmark. Two tough teams.
Denmark have good to great players in every position. They're obviously very, very well coached. The manager's clearly decent. They're walking out our qualification group.
Okay.
If this happens, I would hate this personally, because I know that the way Scottish people would react, they see Denmark not rate the country as a new footballing nation, and I think we have to win this, even though Denmark,
that would happen.
Even though Denmark have won the Euros before, and they're like a much better team than us right now. I would dread this game and like the reaction after losing, but I think it's going to be a defeat.
Yeah, Denmark would beat us. But a quarter-final run, I mean, imagine that. That would be so good.
I mean, it would give me some hope for the World Cup qualifiers, if anything.
And we've got Belgium versus France. France win this, don't they?
Yeah. Every fucking predictor I do, it's always Portugal, France. I hate this so much. You do everything you can, and it always leads back to Portugal, fucking France, which means it's guaranteed not to be Portugal, France. Every person I've known who's done this, it's always the same two fucking teams.
And look, I even said in the podcast,
it's not even a case of like the leagues being like the being bad squads or whatever. There's a lot of very, very good squads in the tournament. France and Portugal are just that fucking good.
Yeah. Look, I said in the last podcast, pretty much every semi-final is Belgium, France, and Portugal, Denmark. And that's just about what's happened here. And we'll talk about the final. Who's winning this? For me, it's France, but absolutely not at all.
Well, why do you think it's France?
France just have a better team. Right now, Kante's so on form. Pogba's just a genius. You know, they've got a really strong defence as well, so stacked. You know, going forward, they're so deadly as well. Mbappe's just terrifying. I think, you know, you look at that Portugal team, they've got some very exciting players. I really like Nuno Mendes, the left back. I think he's going to have a breakout tournament. I think Ronaldo, obviously, probably the best player in this tournament. Will play well. Bruno Fernandes has came to the fore. He'll have a great tournament. Ruben Dias is the player of the year? Great player. So I could really see Portugal winning this, but I think overall, if you obviously like we said we don't like player by player, but player by player, France are better, and I think France should win this.
I think France probably will win this as well, but I will say for Portugal, you do wonder how much that last World Cup, the last Euros final will play on France's minds. I mean, this is a much better team, and France could be like Portugal had a worse team last time. Also, didn't have Ronaldo for most of the game, and yet France still lost that, and that will probably could affect them in some way. But you know, France got to the final last time. They won the World Cup. They probably will get to the final again. It's hard to really see past France just winning it at Wembley. I think that's just how it's going to go. And we're going to have basically the Spain again. Just Spain the last couple of years, a team that's utterly dominant.
And that's it. France are our Euro 2020 winners. Thanks everyone for watching. I know you didn't expect to hear that. Really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully enjoyed this different kind of content. And we'll hopefully be
Yeah.
bringing more stuff like this to you if you like it. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. We've never said that before. Subscribe to our channel. And see you later. Bye-bye.
See you.